Every month you download a new Excel file, drag it into Power BI or your project, manually update every chart, check the numbers are right, and it takes you 3 hours. What if that entire process took 3 minutes and happened automatically the moment you saved the file? In this video, I'll show you exactly how I built a dashboard using Claude Code and set up a free pipeline so that when new data arrives every month, the whole thing rebuilds and publishes itself to a live public URL automatically. Free tier, no servers, about 3 minutes of effort per month. Here's what I started with. We have clients who provide their data in Excel every month. And if you're wondering why, it's privacy and security. They don't want us connecting directly to their servers. This is also true for a lot of people. Solopreneurs and small business owners deal with this exact situation constantly. To make this concrete, I'm using a Consumer Financial Protection Bureau complaints dataset as the example. About 60,000 rows, 9 columns, and 2 data tables, complaints and company data. I've also set up a data directory, and this is going to matter when we get to the Claude Code section, because AI needs to understand your data structure before it can do anything useful with it. You download the file, rename it, open your Python script, run it manually, check for errors, explore the data, refresh the dashboard, verify every number, then figure out how to share it. If you don't have a Power BI license or any other BI tool, this is the pain point, and you feel it every single time. After this video, download file, rename to Excel file, run git push, GitHub does everything else. The dashboard is live at a public URL before you've even opened your browser. Let me walk you through the folder structure I've set up for this demo. Inside the project root, I have 2 folders, Data and Design. The Data folder holds our Excel file, the complaints dataset we've been working with. The Design folder holds a single file, Design.md, and this one is worth a quick explanation before we dive in. This file is our design system in plain text. It defines colors, spacing, typography, border styles, component rules. Everything Claude Code needs to produce a consistent, professional-looking front end without us guiding every design decision by hand. If you work on dashboards or any UI projects, I'd recommend keeping a Design.md like this in every repo. It works with any AI coding agent, not just Claude Code. Now let me open the workspace. I'm using the Claude Code desktop app here, but everything I'm about to show works the same way in the CLI, or inside VS Code or JetBrains, with the Claude Code or Codex extension. Before we run our first prompt, I want to set up 2 things that will make a real difference to how this build goes, both for quality and for token efficiency. The first one is Caveman. It helps the agent use short and clear instructions so we can save tokens while building. The second one is Superpowers. It gives the agent our development rules so it can follow the same structure, design system, and workflow during the build. We have a full video on Caveman and Superpowers, link in the description, but you don't need to watch it first. Let's start and apply Caveman mode for all tasks going forward. First, I'll run Claude init. This initializes the repo and generates a Claude.md file. Think of it as the agent's memory for this project. We'll keep updating Claude.md as the build progresses. Each time we add a new feature or establish a new pattern, we lock it in here so the agent doesn't drift. Now I'll add the superpower instructions into Claude.md. This is where we tell the agent to use the design system and follow our file structure. With that in place, let's build. Now let's send our first prompt. This is where we hand off the build to Claude. But rather than just saying, "Build me a dashboard," I've written a structured prompt that gives it the full picture, and that difference matters a lot for what comes out the other end. Specifically, I've told it 3 things. First, the business questions this dashboard needs to answer. For a company performance and accountability dashboard built on complaints data, that means things like, which companies are generating the most complaints, how are they responding, and where are they falling short on timely resolution. Second, the visuals I want included. So Claude isn't guessing at what matters, it's building toward a specific analytical goal. And third, who this dashboard is for, and so this is business users who need to make decisions, not analysts who want to explore raw data. That context shapes layout choices, the level of detail shown, and how progressive disclosure gets applied. The more context you give upfront, the less correction you do later. That's the whole idea. While I was explaining the prompt, Claude was already working, and this is where superpowers makes a difference. Instead of jumping straight into code, it triggered the brainstorming skill first. It asked a few business questions, then produced a full dashboard structure before writing anything. You can see it here. Dashboard divided into 5 sections, each mapped to a specific business question. The design spec is now complete. It covers everything Claude needs before touching a file: the dashboard's purpose, the business questions it answers, the data source, and the full project architecture. It also includes the update mechanism, design system rules, KPI card definitions, and the spec for every visual. Let's start the implementation. Superpowers has one final step before development starts: the implementation plan. It breaks the build into tasks, each with clear file changes and verification tests. And importantly, each task has a self-review checklist so Claude checks its own work before moving forward. I'll skip the deep dive here to keep the video moving, but notice what's happened before a single line of code was written. Before we move ahead, let me quickly connect this project to GitHub. This is an important step to do now, before we start building, because later, when we set up the auto refresh automation, GitHub is the backbone of the entire pipeline. I won't walk through the full setup here since many of you are likely already familiar with connecting a local folder to a GitHub repository. But if you're new to it, the GitHub docs are a great starting point, and I'll link them in the description. The reason we're doing this early is straightforward. Once the repo is connected, Claude can commit code directly as it builds the dashboard. That means every change is tracked, we get a clean history of what was generated, and if anything breaks, we can always roll back to a previous version. Think of it as setting up a safety net before the real work begins. So let's go ahead and start the implementation. Claude is using the execution plan to build the dashboard step by step. First thing I noticed, Claude doesn't detect this as a Git repo. That's because I forgot to restart Claude after connecting GitHub. We'll fix that shortly, so no worries. Task 1 is already completed. It moves to Task 2, which is one of the most important parts of this build. This task includes loading the Excel data and creating important test cases to make sure the data is working correctly. Task 5 is the dashboard template. Claude built the full layout and card structure, then opened the file automatically. You can see the skeleton taking shape. Task 6 is where the real work happens. This is the largest task: wiring every chart to its data source and making sure each visual is pulling the right columns from our Excel file. Claude also ran a data loading test here to catch any issues before they surface in the browser. No hanging pages, no silent failures on deploy. Task 7 is quick, the gitignore file. Small step, but it keeps the repo clean. Task 8 is testing. Claude ran all 15 test cases covering dashboard structure, data loading, every visual, and the basic health checks. All 15 passed. Let me open the dashboard and check the output. The browser is rendering the raw HTML instead of loading the page. So let me try the link from chat instead. Something still not loading correctly. Let me open the file directly and pinpoint what's going on. The dashboard is loading correctly. The KPI cards across the top, the company performance table below, 3 chart visuals, and the top 10 worst performers table at the bottom. Everything we planned in the spec is here. The layout, the data connection, the visuals. This is the result of letting Claude plan before it built. It surely needs some refinements before we move to the auto refresh setup. While you were not looking, I made a few more improvements. First, I merged this dashboard with 3 others I had built previously. So what you're seeing now is a single unified view covering all 4 areas, not just company performance. Second, I tightened up the design. Third, practical UX improvement. Both tables now have pagination. Small changes, but they add up. Now let me walk you through the automation pipeline that makes all of this work on its own. For this part, I am using a script that I already built in another project. Instead of writing everything from scratch again, I will reuse that script and adjust it for this dashboard. Let me quickly show you what this script does and how it helps with the auto refresh process. This workflow has 3 triggers. It fires automatically whenever you push new files or Excel to the main branch. It also runs on the 1st of every month at 6 a.m. So even if you forget, the dashboard stays current. That script is doing all the real work. It reads the Excel file, recalculates every metric, the charts, the state breakdowns, the date range label, and rewrites the dashboard with fresh numbers. Nothing manual, no copy pasting, no opening the file. Once the refresh is done, GitHub automatically commits the updated file back into the repository. Now let me ask Claude to commit this workflow into the GitHub repository. This is the first time we are pushing this workflow, so let's check if GitHub detects the push and starts the workflow automatically. Because of profile restrictions, Claude cannot push the code directly to the repository, so I will push it myself. Now let me refresh the browser. As you can see, the workflow directory is now available in the repository. Let's open GitHub Actions and check what happened. GitHub has already detected the push and started running the workflow. Once this workflow completes successfully, it will automatically build the dashboard and deploy it to GitHub Pages. Now let's open the live link and check if everything is working properly. Great, the dashboard is live now. Here's what this looks like every month going forward. Download the new Excel file, rename it, drag it into the data folder. Then, git commit, git push. GitHub Actions fires automatically. Dashboard is live in under 2 minutes. That's it. 3 minutes of your time. Once a month. To recap what we built, a push-triggered GitHub Actions pipeline that reads an Excel file, recalculates all metrics, rewrites the dashboard, and publishes it to a free public URL. Every refresh is version controlled. The whole thing costs $0 and runs in the cloud. If this saved you time, subscribe. Drop a comment if you want me to adapt this for a different data source. The full repo is linked in the description. It's public, fork it and use it.